Hello and welcome to my video. Hope all of you are doing well. Today we talk a bit about US and some worldwide stamps and some of their values and some of them for identification purposes. Let's get started. Small stamps, better values. Yes, a nice Finland of 1890 for $80 catalog value. A nice Denmark of 1928 at 65 catalog. And a Sweden of 1866 at 160. Not bad for these three little jewels. And all in very nice condition. That makes it extra nice, I feel. Germany, Bavaria of 1850 and Hamburg of 1859, together approximately $60 catalog value. I feel confident that these two stamps on the left are genuine. They have all the characteristics that I could compare with the catalog, specialized and otherwise. So I do believe they are legitimate. Many Hamburg stamps, however, be very cautious. There are many reprints, many forgeries out there, especially with cancels and stuff like that. The Germany stamp on the right of 1872, yes, it catalogs a cool $540. Huge amount of money for such a relatively plain looking stamp, on top of it with a pen cancel. But this was mandatory at the time. Postal cancellations were coincidental and do come with a big premium because they are very scarce, postally used. USA, these Washington Franklin series can be a real challenge, but also a real treasure hunt. Here we have a Scott's number 578 cataloging in mint hinged condition at $75, and a Scott number 579 mint hinged at $70. So not bad for a face value of 3 cents. Yeah, pretty good. Certainly a very useful tool for Washington Franklin's, this slide rule, which is kind of difficult to find these days because I don't believe they make them anymore, but I'm not totally sure on that. I like to use it to get a quick handle on at least a rough idea on what stamp I'm looking at. So this is a very handy tool. If you can find one, I would certainly acquire it if possible. Yeah, I do find such stamp identifier of great help, at least to get a preliminary idea which stamp it may be. Some rotary press stamps, however, do require additional accurate measuring for which a more precise millimeter scale would definitely be needed. These are typically those really high priced ones, and who knows if they ever come around to you, to me, to any of us, because they have huge catalog values. But we try and we keep on looking and hunting. Here we have also on the left stamp is a pretty straightforward ID using the identifier and some watermark fluid. And it is a very nice stamp, $5.95, cataloging at $375. The right stamp is more of a challenge to ID the proper type, largely due to the smudgy cancel. Once again, the expertiser may have the final word on this one because we're looking at either $1 or $800 stamp. And I don't want to make a positive conclusion because it is really very difficult to determine the exact type of this particular stamp. USA, 1912 and 1914, nice group of coil stamps with a total 2015 catalog value of nearly $100. Coarse perforations, often irregular when separated. Yeah, that's because they are very coarse and sometimes they do not separate very clean, meaning some perfs are left a little bit short or long. Either way, long is okay, but short is not so good. Yeah, and here we have perf 8.5, three of them, and a perf 10. All decent stamps. And USA again, issue of 1857, which comes in 4 types according to the catalog that I have. Here, the side frame lines extend only to the top and bottom of the stamp design. And luckily, there is a little residue from a neighboring stamp at the top of the shown stamp that actually can show how the lines actually are separated and stop at top here and bottom of the little fragment that's still hanging on. So that part actually I was happy to have for a better identification, because on the left side, how do you know how far the outer frame line will go? I don't think that's really clear to see. And at the bottom too, they appear to stop, maybe just a little beyond the bottom, but I think that's still okay. So this is the stamp, and this is that little fragment here on the right at the top. Now, very handy. I was first tempted to take it off. I said, oh, no, I better leave it on. Identify the stamp first. So this particular one is, without any doubt in my mind, US type 4. This one appears similar, question mark. At the top, the line seems to continue faintly. The upper left here, it looks like the line is continuing, but not very distinctly, but it's still visible. So I'm not sure, which direction I should go. Is it type 3? Well, looking at the bottom, and this appears to be part of the bottom margin, and here the line stops, which I believe is probably correct in all cases, because why would it continue into the margin? There is no reason. So I would say my guess would be it is a type 3. Well, if you think it's differently, please let me know. I appreciate that. And USA specialty livery stamps. an E1 of 1885 with the perf 12 and a no watermark, and an E5 of 1895 perf 12 with a watermark. The E1 and E5 have different designs, as is quite obvious in the panel of the writing here on the left and on the right. Very, very distinctly different. Also, this particular stamp, the E5, on the right does have an underlined 10 cents right here. And that is also distinct. So that one, without any doubt, is the E5 on the right. USA, 1851 through 1857. This stamp has 9 types possible in perf 15 and a half. These 2 stamps are of the type 5. I will explain. The type 5 typically has the side ornaments partly cut away, as you can see right here, and on the neighboring stamp right here. And the top and bottom outer curved lines are broken in the middle. I only showed the bottom, but the top is the same. Right here is the break, quite a large break on the bottom line, and the same on the right stamp on the bottom here. So that would definitely make it a type 5. Sadly, because that is, I believe, the lowest priced one. But that's okay. We learn as we try to identify, and that's a good thing. And the USA, 1895, a 5-cent postage due, unused, unfortunately without gum, in a perf 12, and with no watermark. Still, I feel it is a nice stamp based on the mint hinged catalog value of $300. So at least I would feel the stamp should probably still value maybe 10% of that. I would suspect that should be fair. Well, I hope, as always, perhaps you enjoyed a little of my video. And I thank you so very much for watching. Yes, as I always try to emphasize, accurate reference material is definitely worth the money it may cost, because it can find certain treasures that otherwise we may not be able to identify as such. So I'm a strong believer in good references. Wishing all of you best of luck and good success. My channel, Stamp Space, My Fun Things.